do think I'm a little bit more advanced than some of the things that God has been giving me right now. I've recently been wondering what is real in this life and like what's not real. I've had a hard time trying to figure out if anything is real. We're all gonna die, as everybody knows. And it's like, what matters? What really matters?
What really matters?
What really
What really matters?
I just don't know, and I don't think it's for me to know, but just for me to use that thought as a propelling force to do what it is that I think is best for my situation and what brings me the most joy, peace, and sets me up for a better position, I suppose. That's all the information I have to give or to know, I guess. But that's just what I've been thinking on, and it kind of brings me into my next point because I do think I'm a little bit more advanced than some of the things that God has been giving me right now. And I felt this way for a very, very long time. It's been 4 years now since I've left school, and by now I thought I would gotten a little bit more. By now I thought I'd gotten a little bit more pronounced in life. I thought I'd have a little bit more accolades and just things attached to my name, and that hasn't happened at all. So as we head into this next year, I am just curious as to where I stand and what I want to do, if I'm even doing the right thing. And this is the question I'm always asking, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? Is this wrong? It's like, am I happy? That's the only thing that matters.
Something to say, but turns out,
Am I alive?
so
Am I at peace? So, yeah, that's what I just wanted to come on here to talk about. And then I wanted to talk about a lot of things. I actually want to talk about so much that I don't necessarily know what I want to talk about. I've been trying to meet life from where I'm at. I feel like in the past years, I've kind of gotten ahead of myself and thought that I was more and that's never led me astray or put me in a bad position. So I don't know why that would be a problem or why I'm even bringing this up. But I guess I kind of acted as though I was more than I was, and it maybe led me to think that I was above some people or that I'm better than something or somebody. And I think it is an innate quality that I have about myself, but as I move into this next chapter of my life, I just kind of want to, and I'm tired of saying that, as I move into this next chapter, but as we go into this next year, I kind of want to be hyper focused on not feeling that way, like not feeling like I'm alienated and like so far away from certain things, like, because the truth is that I'm not, and I always try to understand that. But what happens when I am? What happens when I am alienated from certain thoughts or certain ideas or certain people? Is that a problem? No. It just is what it is. My relationship to social media is such a weird one. It's one of those things where I again wonder, is this real? Like, what is the hierarchy system that is set in place between somebody that has 304,000 followers and somebody that has 300 followers? I've been in the same position numerically, or superficially, rather superficially, rather, or rather superficial. I've been in the same place. Like, I've had the same amount of followers since I was like in high school, and since I started making music, they kind of went down, and I wonder why that is. Through that going down, through that decrease, I've kind of become a little bit more understanding of how fake the shit really is. Because my stuff has gotten better, but for some reason, I haven't received the amount of appreciation and love that I would like to receive. But again, is that real? Like, it's like, we want to do all of these things. Like, I want to win a Grammy, would love to. I would love to win a CDFA award, would love to. Designer of the Year, Artist of the Year, Artist on the Rise. Like, these are things that I want, each in their own prospect. Like, I want both. I don't want, I'll take what I can get, of course, but when it comes down to it, I want both. And I'm trying to go, I'm doing my best to try to get both, but when I do get it, does that make me any different? Does that make me more pronounced? Does that solidify me a bit more? I think in all actuality, what people are trying to obtain is security, or at least a sense of it. Like, okay, I've done that, so now I'm good. Okay, I've made this amount of money, so now I'm good. And a sense of security does come from having that stuff for a brief moment, but then in the next second, or in the next day, rather, things can be stripped from you. Like, and when that happens, what now? Are you not still designer of the year? Are you not still best artist on the rise? Like, what happens in the next year when there's another best artist? What happens then, you know? And your security is then relinquished yet again. It's gone because you start to wonder, you start to do things other than what you were already doing to try to receive that again, to receive the validation. And that is so stressful in itself, amongst other everyday factors of life. And I think what I want most in life is like just to be grounded and feel grounded as I go through. Like, okay, what I received didn't change me. If I changed, I changed, but it's not based off of external value. I just sought after something and it changed me. But I just want balance. I want to be grounded. I want peace. And again, I do want this stuff, but I think it's all a joke. And so I'm always making jokes about it. Like, it is a joke to me, but it is serious at the same time. And I don't really know how that makes me feel. It's just like, if I can get it, I want it. And if it's not for me, then it's not for me. I know I'm worth that. I mean, I know I'm a very talented artist and individual overall. I know I'm a great designer. I know my mind works in ways that I know my mind can bring things into fruition, because a lot of people's minds work in ways that are amazing and they're able to think about it, but they don't bring it to life. And that's what I do. I bring shit to life. I actually do things. Like, you want to see it? Come see it. It's here. It's here. It's not in my mind. I do it. And yeah, 2025, I think I've been doing the same thing for a few years, and in different ways have I changed, but I haven't necessarily picked my foot up off the pedal. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how to be better, how to be better. And I have some things that I wrote down here, and the focus says putting it out far. Like, I really just want to encourage and inspire not only my peers, but everybody. Like, Oftentimes people say, like, the youth, I want to inspire the youth. Bitch, I am the youth, and I will always be the youth. Everybody next to me is the youth. Like, we're all children. We're all trying to find something that makes us happy and do things that make us happy and be free to have some freedom within ourselves to do the things that we want to do. And that doesn't come with age. That's like, if you're older than me, then I want to encourage and inspire you to do the same. If you're next to me, if you're my peer, I want to encourage you and inspire you to do the same. If you're younger than me, then of course it weighs a little bit more impact, because though this is the generation that's carrying things forward, and I want to inspire them too. Like, I just want to be the person that I want to see. I want to encourage and inspire myself. Like, damn, you did that. Do it again. This is not really for anybody else. It's really not. I don't really. I do care. I do care. And but I do a lot of the things I do is for myself. I've always been selfish, unfortunately. I don't think that's a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, rather. It can be a conscious decision. I have a lot of work to do, and it seems like it's just taking so long. Financially, taking long mentally, taking long physically. But this week, preferably tomorrow, I'm going to solidify the venue for my first ever show. Saying that doesn't surprise me, because again, it's taken so long. And so by the time I get to these things, I'm kind of low-key jaded and just ready to go. And of course, I try my best to live in it and do the things that, well, not do anything, but like live in it and just feel what I want to feel. But I think I think about things so much that everything always goes the way I've thought about it. And that's a blessing and a curse, because when things happen, it's kind of like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. And not in a conceited way or an arrogant way, but it's just like, oh, I love that. Like, that happened. I thought about it. It happened. That's how things work usually in life. And it may seem like a synchronous act. I don't think it is. But at what point does synchronicity become annoying? Like, when is there going to be a time where I'm sitting and I think something is like going one way, but then it turns around and goes a completely different way, and then it goes that way, and it just happens to be the thing that surpasses what I wanted, you know? And that's kind of what I live for and what I seek after. Specifically, I'm thinking about in movies. Like, I'm kind of looking for a movie to twist and turn me, like, punch me here, then punch me there, and then just uppercut me when I watch a film. I just want to be surprised, happily surprised. surprising about this life right now? Nothing. Nothing is surprising. It's actually rather predictable, but also like confusing. And I just want to figure out, how can I get more? Maybe I shouldn't be trying to figure that out though.